Welcome to this session of Decoding the Chemistry of Soap by Dr. Suchi Tiwari. I'm Dr. Jyoti Para, the founder of Socioeconomic Empowerment of Women Association, where we are enabling and supporting women entrepreneurs to start, whoever is in the start or who has already started to upscale. So part of that activity, the project, we are right now connecting vendors as well as connecting the facilities which are available. So today we are going to discuss on the soap decoding of soap chemistry. That is kind of lab test required and what exactly it's going to be. So I would request all the participants to be on mute. And after the session, once Suchi Tiwari ji has finished her presentation, if your questions are still answered, you can put it in the chat window or you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. If you raise your hand, we will call out your name so that you can ask your questions. So just a brief intro about Dr. Suchi. Dr. Suchi Tiwari is currently working as an assistant professor chemistry at VNR VJIET, Hyderabad. She has more than 14 years of experience in teaching and research. She obtained her MSc in chemistry with a specialization in organic chemistry from Rani Durgavati Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur in 1995, followed by a PhD in 2004 in the area of functionalized polymers, particularly focusing on DT carbamates. She further pursued a Dr. D.S. Kothari postdoctoral fellowship at Osmania University, Hyderabad in 2014, where she worked on the synthesis and structural characterization of bis-DT carbamates and their lanthanide complex. Additionally, she holds an MBA in HR and marketing from IGNOU. Dr. Tiwari has authored multiple books, chapters, and research papers in reputed international journals. She has also presented more than 50 papers at national and international conferences. Her research contributes span various interdisciplinary domains, including nanomaterials, green chemistry, sustainable polymers, lake redemption using bioenzymes, and AI-based water quality prediction. She has been actively involved in projects supporting by funding agencies such as UGC, DAE, focusing on nano dictyocarbamate complexes and their potential applications. She is right now playing a pivotal role in mentoring students and actively involved in organizing national and international conferences, workshops, and serving at a greater level of mentoring the upcoming generations. So this is a short intro about Suchiji. The session is all yours. You can go ahead and continue. I will share the presentation right away.
Thank you, Jyoti. Give me this introduction. Good evening, everyone. So today, what I am thinking about, because we know from the soap formation, so much chemistry will be there. And after the product also, we have to require a lot of analysis and all these things. So I thought, why not I will do as a chemistry, because my passion will be there. I want to do the work from the we want to join with the startups as well as the academic, how we can correlate and do the work, because that is damn sure कि if industries they have the products but the research is going from the only academic side, so if we correlate, then definitely we can go for the some very good quality products also, because we know what are the criteria of the industry and what is the criteria of the other what we can say from the startups. Both are very dissimilar. So that the reason it will be, I plan it, I want to approach the startups, those are doing work, and what are the research facilities or what are the analysis facilities they need, that I am ready to help them. And that the plus point is there, if I am doing I am going from any instrumental analysis, so for due to the academician I have the pay the charges only 50%, whatever the instrumental analysis will be there. So you have to be save your 50% amount, because startups, we know fund is a major issue will be there. And we have to correlate with not only from the college or from my college only, I have the networking with the IIT Hyderabad, CSIR labs, not only from the Hyderabad, all over India, whatever the IITs and whatever the things, NIT Warangal. So they have a lot of facilities are available. And now everyone is very happy if anybody bring the product and they are ready to do the work from the real world scenario. So academicians are also very happy, so they are very happy to help you also. So I give the connections, I give the collaborations also if it is required. And whatever from the after making the analysis or instrumental analysis, what interpretation will be there, which is a plus point for you, which is the minus point for you, all these I will ready to help you from the my side. So that will be there. So we will start, all of you know, there is if the soap will be there is some startup what they are making these soaps, and these are the companies which is the main issues of the startups, because they are well established, they have a lot of very big research data centers and all these things, so they are doing all these parameters and globally they are acceptable. Still we know whatever the soaps are there in our home also, if there is a no brand will be there, we are not using soap. And the second thing there, if you are saying what is a soap, so we know the soap is a simple product that we can take the any oil or any material which is from the oil format, maybe the butter which is from the lubricant side or oil side, there we can add some alkali. And that alkali in your terms you are saying the lay, and but the basically chemical composition is a sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, that we can mix it and we can make the product. So generally if you're seeing that soaps, that is the alkaline in nature, and that alkaline in nature for the alkaline in nature uh, reason, that will be giving the some caustic impact in that one. And presently soap is not only from the solid form, we are going from the liquid soaps also, so different type of the soaps are there. And how we produce the soap, that matters is called the saponification. We can say it is a saponification. For that we can using the triglyceride again, that is some oil product. There is some oil groups are present, COH groups are present, and that we can mix with the any lye is nothing, it is from the sodium hydroxide or maybe the potassium hydroxide. These fatty acids, they are converted into the soap. So for my knowledge, soap is the four type of the soap that we are industries are making, but the mainly focusing on the soap mostly are from the cold process soap making, because all of you know the cold process soap making is a main soap that will be giving the some organic side. You have to use from the sustainable or you can go for the green method. Remaining three soaps that will be there, but you have to add some chemicals and all these things are there. So commonly startups are doing the process that is called the that's for the my understanding. Maybe I am gonna, because I have no idea about what type of the functions, whatever the methods startups are using. But what literature I did and what I know, according to me, cold process soap making is the one of the favorite soap making methods from the anyone who is doing the work in this area. Next slide. Next slide. So there is a so many related methods are there. All of you know TFM and all these things are there in the soap method. So for that we can use it different type of the instrument analysis, different type of the composition analysis we are using. For so different type of the when the composition analysis we are using and we are doing, so that will be coming in the different directions and from the different compositions is also using. So very first, if you are using from the soap analysis, you have to be going from the what are the metals we are using, what type of the metals will be there. We are using mercury, lead, arsenic. It's any hazardous metals are there or not there. Mostly it is not there, so that testing is not required. Second one is going from the TFM testing. I think all of you are doing when you are making the soap. This testing everyone should be do, because this is only giving the foam formation. How much amount of the foam formation will be there, that one. Then what amount of the glycerin or any oil content you are using, measurement of the oil content. Then moisture content, it will be become the moisture content. If the moisture will be there, definitely skin will not become a dry. Then what is their performance testing? From the performance testing we are seeing what type of the skin impact will be there, and what are the some irritation or something will be not there in that one, that we can test it. And then test for the insolubility. When we are making the water soluble content, how much amount of the micelles formations are there, that we can see in the general This is called the soap testing related methodology. So for all these doing analysis, what are the instruments are required, that we can go for the next slide. So very first, if we going from the soap, we can go for their compositions. What compositions are present? So for these compositions, we can doing very commonly, if we are going from the very first analysis, first we can go for the TIR, Fourier transformers infrared spectroscopy. There we can find out what are the functional groups are present, and what are, if any oil, if any adulteration will be there, that also we can identify. Different type of the functional carbonyl group, hydroxyl group, alkene group, we can identify from the here. Then if you go from the more specific for your product, then we can go in from the, there's two chromatographies are there. First is called the GCMS, that is called the gas chromatography mass spectroscopy, and second one is called the HPLC, that will be also the high performance liquid chromatography. Both are giving the different type of the compositions in the very pure form. What are, how much amount is the present, that we are able to identify this one. So if you are going for the GCMS, so whatever the components are present in the fatty acids form, some phytochemicals, some volatile compounds, whatever it's there, that will be explained. If you're going from the HPLC, so there we can, if you are using any plant extract or anything will be there, then the bioactive compounds, the antioxidant properties, and if any impurities are present, that you can identify about this one. So if you're doing these three analysis, that will be the more than sufficient for giving the export quality soap making. And after that, we can go for the scanning electron microscope, that is called the SEM, that we can examine the seed structures, oil residue quality, filtration process, how we can go for this filtration. Then microscopic level, we can go for the optical and polarized light microscopy. There we can identify the how much amount of the crystals are there. All of you know, there's now presently we are saying of the gel. In the gel, some crystals are there. So what crystals are there, how much it will be going, and how it will be dissolving, it is a water soluble or not there. All this we can find out with the this microscopic technique. And the charges I already put it there. So whatever the charges are there, that will be going 50%. What type of the analysis you want to do it, that I will put it from the service center. So they will put it in this way. Next slide. Next slide. We can go for the purity and stability test, because that is the very important. This is the only factor where we have to be go visualization. So back slide, previous slide. So for that, previous one, that we can go for the first, because most of the time we are using hydrogen peroxide, so we can go for their peroxide value. Then we can check their acid value, how much amount of the free acids are present. Are they will, if there is a more amount of the free acids are present, then it is converted into the some harsh product. If there is a less amount of the that we can measure, then we can go for their acid value measurement, how much amount of free hydroxyl groups are present, and this hydroxyl group, how much they will giving the safety for our, because the hydroxyl group, they will mainly form mainly problem create the alkalinity. So how we can control that alkalinity, because alkalinity means again, if that's so more alkaline, then it's become a harsh, and that will be not useful for the our, especially from the bathing purpose. So for the cleaning and washing purpose, we are using the alkaline salts, but from the alkaline soaps, but in the bathing we are not using this alkalinity. Next slide. Then we can check pH measurements. All of you know, when the Dove advertisement will be coming, they will take the pH strips and they are saying there is a no pH, that is a nothing will be there, and it will be going from the neutral side. So that also they will giving, because if the alkaline will be there, then it will be giving the harsh result. So we can test it as pH measurement. Then we can go for the moisture content analysis. There we can go in from how much amount of the moisture will be present, and both the methods, from the cold process as well as the hot process. So next one. Then if we want to go for the thermal stability, it means we want to test it how much durability will be there, how much month, or maybe the what is the expiry dates and all these things, so that we can go for the analysis that is called the DSC, differential scanning calorimeter. There we can go from the stability and the thermal behavior of the oil, how much what temperature it will be resistance, it may be decomposed or not decomposed, that we can. And then the same thing for the thermal analysis, one more analysis, it's called the thermogravimetric analysis. For that, we can find out moisture content, thermal stability of the oils. All these are, we are seeing that one from the analysis of the both oils and as well as the what are the residue will be there. Next slide. Then if we are going to more deeply, then we can go for the elemental analysis also. Then we can detect trace metals which are present, that we can find out. But in the sustainable green methods, that will be not at all too much useful. But for the UV visible spectroscopy will be useful, because we can take it a different type of the colors. What is the impact of that colorants? What are the impact of the pigments? What is the antioxidants are there? That we can find out with this analysis. Next slide. Then some specific analytical techniques for the not all the soaps, but the some you have to go from the iodine value management measurements. When you have to go from the some moisturizing properties, if you're making the soap from the kids or maybe the newborn baby, then you have to go for this value. Then saponification value also, same thing from the when you have any patients, anything will be there. Then viscosity rheology analysis. If the liquid soaps are there, how much viscous it will be there, what are the solubility will be there. Then the foam formation as well as the leather analysis. Which type of the water, hard water or soft water, how much amount of hard water we are able to do it, that we can find out in this one. Next slide. So if you're doing all these analysis, what is the benefit? First of all, not to do all the analysis. Only 3 or 4, maximum 4 analysis giving your complete picture of your material or your product. So the first thing is there, you have the quality assurance will be there. If you know from the any big industries or any large scale industries, even the MSME also, they have the separate wing of the R&D, research and development departments will be there. But for the startups is difficult, because it will be taking the huge amount for making the R&D. It's taking the huge amount. So if you tie up with the some this one, that will be the give quality assurance. Then you can differentiate your product with that analysis, because that is the authentic proof. It is ISI proof of your material. So you can give the product differentiation. My product is this one. How Dove will be giving this advertisement? This is that is a pH neutral. They have the big R&D. In that R&D, they are doing all these things. Then all of you, when you are making the products, all of you know you have to go for the FDA and BIS. There also it will be help you. You have to say already this analysis is done. These are the results are there. That will be then extended shelf life. Whatever the things are there, that you have to extend the shelf life. And the important and very important, which is any products, if customers are there, then the product will be useful. So you can give that trust to customers and claim that my soaps is natural or organic with this all these analysis. Then there's a various real world applications are there. It is a personal care, cosmetics, eco-friendly products, luxury and specific markets are there, that they are using. All of you making the some specific like goat milk, buttermilk, all these things are donkey milk, these soaps, that also from that type of there, they are useful for this one. Next one. So from my side, why I'm interested in this one. So what are the things from the faculty side? I want to publish the papers from real products, not from the products which are making in the only lab. And if you're seeing from the soap side, so you're seeing, if you are the companies, soap is not a new thing. It is a very, very old thing. And if you are seeing the Procter and Gamble, it will be founded in the 1837. And still they are doing the research and they are making the new and new products. And same thing, the Unilever 1929. Then the Henkel AG, that is the some soaps, detergents are coming, that is an 1876. And most of them not in the India, outside the India will be there. Their headquarters somewhere in the United States, some Unilever is the United Kingdom, then Henkel is the Germany, then the Crunch and out their headquarters from the United States. And other key players is also that all of you familiar, Colgate, Palmolive, Nice, Reckitt, Brenkage, Ecolab, ITC, Johnson and Johnson. All these are doing the work in the soap industry. Next slide. These are leading manufacturers. And this is a global soap market report that yesterday I searching and I got it. So that much area it will be covered from the soap industries if you see. And the mostly if you are going from the green soap or chemical free soap, so mostly North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, and Middle East, they are doing the work. India is not at all doing in the work in the this non or chemical free soap. Still we are doing, but the demand and the demand side, it will be not going that much. It will be showing in this data. Next slide. So what analysis I am saying to you, it is not only saying from the my side or it will be globally. You see, there is a one paper is published. It is the quality control and the evaluation of the certain properties of soap that is made in the Romania. They will made it, and not in the presently, and that from the 2010 they will did this works. So in the soap industry, R&D is a very common thing, and the R&D give the very support for this one. Next slide. So with this, another there is a one more paper will be there. That paper is published in the some one more journal, and there they will say different type of the soaps. What are the benefits? What are the negatives? Are there? They will give the different terminology, synthetic and hard soap. All of you know the synthetic soaps or synthetic organic materials. Then we are making that is called the synthetic soap. And the hard soap. What are the benefits? What are the negative effects? All these details are present in the papers. So once you have to put it your thing globally in the written format, that will be also giving the some plus point of benefits for you also, as well as the from the faculty side, the faculty also. Next slide. So I will share some. I think slide is not at all clear, but you see in the 2024 also paper is available from the quality control method, then the physiochemical methods, and the implication of the quality evaluations 2021, 2024, 2023. Continuously work is going on this one. From the all these papers are available, and they are seeing from how much the TFM values should be required, what is the things are required. So for that, research is already going for the soap industry, and the very depth research is going. Next one. So what is the basic? Why we are doing this work? So mainly thing is we want to enhance the consumer trust and market competitiveness. If you are doing some research and bring your product after research, your product confidence is more compared to you just make the product and do it. That is the things will be there. Next. So from the my side, I share this one. Whatever the questions and whatever the doubts you have, you just ask me, because it is only my view, what I am thinking about the soaps and startups.
Thank you, Suchiji. That was a really lot of information put together. I think it's definitely going to take some time for a starter to understand. Having a mix of people who are yet to get started on the business and who have just initiated and have their own queries in mind. So these are the polls, and they need labs at any soap testing assistance you need. Three of them said yes. And yeah, lab was the answers that they have given. Lab testing support is what they're saying. So it's fairly new entrepreneurs who have just started the business.